Tonight, the state of Tennessee has its first openly transgender lawmaker. Olivia Hill is a member of Nashville's Metro Council. She's also a Navy veteran who served in combat during Desert Storm and is an advocate for the LGBTQ plus community. And the council member at large, Olivia Hill, joins us now here on The Source. Council member, this is a historic day for you. I know this is a really big moment. You are now the first transgender elected official in Tennessee. One of the pitches that you made to voters was that you were, quote, a qualified human. Tell me what drove that.
Well, I tried really hard to just work off of my experience and my resume for a right to sit at the table. I knew that trying to run as a trans woman would not win voters, and I just ran for my experience.
And what did you hear from voters when you were out on the campaign trail?
The thing that I shared the most with folks is people understand Nashville traffic, and people understand how Nashville traffic is slowed down. But the thing is all the utilities have seen the same traffic. So power, water, storm drains have all seen the same traffic, and they've all slowed down, and that's my expertise. So I served 10 years in the Navy, and then almost 3 decades at Vanderbilt University running the power plant.
Yeah, they say all politics is local, of course. One thing that people, of course, will look for when you're in this role and what this means is a bigger national picture, though, of course, is more than 220 laws have been introduced this year, a lot of them specifically targeting transgender people. How do you plan to use your voice when it comes to that issue specifically?
Well, I really try to kind of separate that. I have a job to do in Nashville and to work on infrastructure, utilities, and transit, and I plan to work very hard on that. I retired a couple years ago, and I plan to spend most of my effort on that. But I also will spend some time to try to advocate for LGBT rights, especially T.
Yeah, you mentioned that you have been through a lot and that you lost a lot of friends, some contact with family members, your job. Just wonder how you're feeling tonight.
I tell people a lot of times that, imagine what your greatest wish is, and whether that be to Miss America or a billionaire or whatever, and imagine what your greatest wish, and then imagine how you would feel if you woke up tomorrow and your wish came true. And that's what it's like for most trans people once they get to a point where they transition, because you finally get to be your true, authentic self, and there's really not much that could ever match with that.
If any of them are listening tonight and are struggling or dealing with some of the things that you said you dealt with, feeling that isolation or that loneliness, what would you say to them?
Just keep pushing through. Just be your authentic self and be you, and eventually things will change. People will come back around. The biggest issue we have in the trans community is a lot of people see us as men in wigs, and they don't really truly see us for who we are.
Councilmember Olivia Hill, congratulations, and thank you for joining us here on The Source tonight to share that. Best of luck in your new role.
Thank you so very much for having me on the show.